wanna hide something from a Christian, hide it in they book. If non-believers know your book better, how that's gonna look. Can't take the heat, get out the kitchen.
I want you to think about it in this way. My parents gave me life. My mother and my father, they gave me life, right? If I disobey my mother and father, I'm not going to stop knowing who my mother and father is because I was disobedient. So if I sin against my mother and father, if they tell me to do something and I don't do it, they may be upset with me and there may be consequences, but I'm not going to stop knowing who my mother and father is because they are my creators. So how can you tell me that because Adam and Eve sinned against God, they stopped knowing who God was? Where is that in the Bible? What does it say in the Bible that Adam and Eve stopped knowing who God was because they disobeyed God? They still continued to have a relationship with God. So why are you telling me that I need to be born again to enter into relationship with God? Where did Adam and Eve tell Cain and Abel that they need to be born again to enter in a relationship with God? Where is that in the scripture? Where does the scripture say that Noah found favor with God because he was born again? It says Noah found favor with God because he was righteous. It says nothing about Noah needing to be born again, or Cain and Abel needing to be born again, or Adam and Eve needing to be born again to know who God was. So why do y'all continue to tell us that? Just because you sinned against God, that don't mean that you stopped knowing who God was. That don't mean that you never had, that your fellowship with this God ended.
You believe what you can show, or just believe from what you know? What make a book holy if God never wrote it? Imagine God was just misquoted. If God was